Get him, get him.
This week on The Outfitters.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
The barrel melter almost.
It's a conservation hunt. There's no limit on snow geese.
Kill him. You could see hundreds of thousands in a day. There's just so many coming. I want to wait for something good.
Damn, these look good.
Get him. All right. You know, my wife just thinks I'm a little crazy for this, and you know, I think a lot of people do. You got to be a little different to be a snow goose hunter.
Behind the unforgettable adventure. Behind that trophy of a lifetime.
Oh my God!
There's an outfitter who makes it all happen. Join our dream team of veteran hunters and anglers crisscrossing North America to find the hardest working men and women in the outdoors. This is The Outfitters.
Hey everyone, I'm Huntley Ritter, and this week on The Outfitters, I'm taking the Ford F-150 EcoBoost to Aberdeen, South Dakota for a spring snow goose hunt with a biologist turned outfitter, Jeff Walsley, with Four Flyways Outfitters.
Got him. You'll get him. She's on him. She's on him.
Quite a bit of snow for a spring goose.
Yeah, this is not typical.
This is not what you're expecting, were you?
No, we're hoping to be hunting in t-shirts in mid-April. Right now we are in a blizzard in northeast South Dakota. The weather is very crazy in the spring. You don't know what you're going to get. Last year we were 70, 80 degrees. The birds moved out on us. We had to cancel early. This year it's complete opposite. We've been battling cold and wind and snow.
That's oh my gosh, look at that.
And they're still not
Holy cow.
That's a lot.
20, 30,000?
You know, that's the problem with these things. They're overpopulated, and we
Look at that.
Try to knock them down.
The recovery of the snow goose is a conservation success story. In fact, it's one of too much success. From the beginning of the 20th century through the 1970s, snow geese existed in barely sustainable numbers. But beginning in the 1970s, scientists noticed a sharp incline in the population. The culprit, they concluded, was increased agricultural output of rice, corn, and wheat across the Midwestern U.S.
So the great thing about South Dakota in this spring hunt, it's a conservation hunt. There's no limit on snow geese.
We're looking for isolated pockets of birds. They decoy better, but this requires a lot of driving, a lot of scouting. So it's really hard to pick one field months in advance and say, this is where I'm going to hunt, this is the spot.
Jeff and his team, I mean, they put in really long hours in really tough conditions. Whether it's like what we're standing in right now, it's pouring rain or whatever, there's no whimpering or whining about it. There's just get out there and get it done. And it's definitely a sport and a situation that calls for tough gear and tough people. And I'd say Jeff and his team fit it perfectly.
A lot of birds. We'll wait till they're right on top of us. 3 more behind them. The birds themselves with the spring goose thing, they're very wary. They're hunted very hard, almost year-round. We got a real cold snap and more snow to the north. So the adults come back south, join up, mix in, and it makes the hunting more difficult. The adults, they've seen it all. They're tough. So typically we like to follow the non-breeders, the juvies, whatever, the Ross flocks that lag behind the main migration. Now these 3 are coming for us. Kill them.
You got 3, I think, right?
3. Good shooting.
North America's waterfowl migration corridors are divided into 4 distinct flyways: the Atlantic, Mississippi, Central, and Pacific. Jeff's operation in Aberdeen, South Dakota is within the massive 1 million square mile Central Flyway.
We typically don't like to hunt the leading edge birds. We like to hunt the stragglers. We're usually south of the main leading edge of the migration.
Kind of high.
Pairs locked and coming in. Coming back over our right shoulder.
Right over us, right over us.
Get ready.
You know, when I heard about Jeff and he was doing the conservation snow geese hunting here in South Dakota, and knowing a little bit more about his background, he guides up in Alaska, I thought, well, this should be a pretty good guy to go with.
Shoot him.
I think what makes Jeff a really good outfitter is, one, he's very dedicated. Obviously, he's got a tremendous amount of experience guiding in Alaska as well as South Dakota. Background as a biologist who just loves to hunt.
They just pegged us. They just saw the blinds. Some coming back behind us. Shoot this flock. Shoot him.
You nailed that one.
The influx of food along their migration routes and on their wintering grounds led to a 300% increase in the population of snow geese by the 1990s. Throughout the Central Flyway, crop deprivation increased as more and more geese descended on agricultural fields each winter, causing substantial economic losses to farmers. It was discovered that the burgeoning population was causing serious, possibly irreversible damage to the Arctic and subarctic ecosystems the birds used as their breeding grounds.
Hundreds of thousands of them gather together. They basically terrorize wetlands, and they've been degrading, hundreds of thousands of acres. And if they don't stop, they're afraid that they're going to destroy that habitat. Kill them, Dan, kill them. Shoot them.
The game is No Limit Fold'em in Aberdeen when we return.
The whirlybird.
The Outfitters is brought to you by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost.
So we're obviously on a spring goose hunt in case anybody had a misconception of what this was. But we're at Aberdeen, South Dakota. We're coming here for a conservation hunt on snow geese. There's no limits. We're hunting with Jeff Walsley from Four Flyways Outfitters. We do have some hope that this weather's going to break, and we're going to get into some good goose hunting.
Do a lot of scouting. These birds really want to move north, so you got to follow them. But you want to find the pockets of birds that we actually want to try to decoy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of driving, a lot of scouting. Typical night we can put on 100, 150 miles driving around looking for that, that perfect setup.
How much does your trailer weigh fully loaded?
It's probably around 5,000 pounds, give or take, depending on how much gear we have in it.
So when you were telling us about how you hunt, the run and gun style out here, just thousands of miles, and then once you find the birds, go get all the gear, bring it. When I was trying to figure out which truck to bring out, I thought this would be the best fit. The F-150 has the EcoBoost. Fuel efficiency is amazing while we're sitting here pounding the pavement. It's a perfect combination of torque capability and towing capacity, and actually best in its class. So the long miles on the highway, we get the fuel economy because of the V6, but we tow like a V8. I can't imagine there's anything we're not going to be able to get through. You drive around scouting, trying to see, not just where the birds are holding, but also taking the time and spending the time in the field to know where are they feeding, watching them go back and forth until they develop a pattern, because that pattern is only going to last for a short period of time. Once you establish what that is, then it's really just knock on doors, make phone calls, get permission to get out there.
Hello?
Hello.
How's it going, Bri? Did you find anything?
Yeah, I got permission on a field, good cover, lots of birds. Southeast corner of 160 and 383. You guys want to meet me over there?
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Brian.
We're lucky enough that the landowners and farmers are generous with allowing us to hunt on their lands. And, we're very thankful, and we try to respect their fields and not tear them up and clean up after ourselves. Yeah, frozen ground in mid-April.
It's warm. It's hot.
Balmy 12 degrees.
It's about 12 degrees. A little different than what we were expecting for April spring snow goose hunt. But the good news is a cloud cover broke, right?
Right.
So we're going to hopefully have some sun. And I don't know if you're as hopeful for this morning, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds in the area.
A lot of birds in the area.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can break some rules here and see what they do with this cold weather.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Man, thanks for doing such a nice spread.
Well, this afternoon we'll get some wind. It'll come to life, hopefully.
The great thing about this state is it's very open to freelancing, or outfitters sort of freelancing the hunts, meaning you can get permission on a lot of property. The landowners very much welcome it. Unfortunately, snow geese are seen as a bit of a pest and a nuisance. That's why they have the conservation hunts for them.
Jeff and his crew go to great lengths to conceal the blinds from the sharp eyes of wary snow geese. As the final preparations are made, a fog sets in, creating a low ceiling and setting an idyllic stage for an epic hunt.
Some coming back behind us, 4 of them. You guys ready? Shoot them. Got one. We're on the board. Come on, Annie. Good girl. Nice Ross. Check them out.
Ross's geese are the smallest of the light geese that breed in North America. Ross geese may be distinguished from snow geese by their smaller size, more rapid wing beat, and higher pitched call. There are 2 varieties of snow geese, the greater and the lesser. As the name implies, the greater snow goose may weigh up to 7.5 pounds. In addition to being physically smaller than its greater cousin, the lesser snow goose exhibits two color phases. The dark birds are known as blue geese. The white-fronted goose has a distinctive white band found at the base of the bill. The breast is grayish with dark brown or black molting, earning it the nickname specklebelly.
But coming right over on our left.
Right here.
Get ready, guys. They come.
Coming back around.
Kill him, Dan. Kill him.
They're right over us. Right over us.
Get ready. Get him. The whirly bird.
While on the breeding grounds, snow geese feed mainly on grasses and sedges. Their strong bills can dig into the soil to extract roots and tubers, essentially clearing the land of all plant material, leading to erosion.
Right here, right here, right here to your left, right over us.
It's kind of unheard of to have no limit on anything, but basically the mid-continent population of lesser snow geese are way over their management population goals. Get them.
In some areas, scientists have documented soil salt levels that are 10 times that of seawater. In these areas, virtually no plants grow, and the loss of this food source affects Canada geese, ducks, shorebirds, songbirds, and other wildlife.
Shoot him, Huntley, shoot him. All right.
In a hunt like this, Jeff's dog Annie, she was incredible. It was one of the highlights watching her work. She was amazing because we would drop 3 or 4 birds in different positions around that field, and she just, she really didn't need much instruction or direction. She just went and picked them up, and she made the rounds and made it look really easy. And it's not to have a dog that well trained.
Good girl, Annie.
So we got 5, right?
I think that's 6.
That's 6.
Nice blue.
So anyway, we had a great morning. We killed over 40 geese. Thankfully, that fog came in. Now the fog's starting to break, but the wind's picked up. So we're going to pack it up for right now. We're going to come back in the afternoon. As long as this wind stays, we're looking like we're going to have a really good afternoon hunt.
Get them, boys, get them.
The weather finally eases when the Outfitters returns.
Nice.
Nice. Nice shooting.
Now, how did you get into all this?
I've been hunting since I legally could in Wisconsin when I turned 12 with my family, and I guess, it's a real passion of mine is waterfowl and waterfowl hunting.
Because you're a biologist.
Right, I got a degree of biology, and I worked as a wildlife biologist working strictly with waterfowl in Alaska, and I came to a point where I had to decide where I was going to go, and the guiding thing, it just seems to fit what I want to do a little more than the biology thing. More traditional hunting and waterfowling, it's just one of those things, they keep kind of a certain tradition and rules, so electronics are have always been, or baiting, that kind of thing isn't allowed, but since it's a conservation order and they want the population reduced, they're giving us more tools to, increase our harvest basically. There's 5 out front, those are whites.
I'm coming from 11 o'clock.
4 on the right coming.
Coming around at 1 o'clock.
There's a lot of snow geese.
Coming over us.
Get them, boys, get them. Oh! Nice.
Nice. Nice shooting.
All right, buddy.
I'm a big game hunter. I say predominantly a bow hunter, but what I do love about waterfowl hunting is, the people you get to hunt with and the camaraderie that comes with it. It's definitely, I would say, a team effort. You don't rarely see one guy just go out there and say, I'm gonna go snow goose hunting and go set up, 1,000 decoys by himself. It's a lot of work. Also, when the birds come in, it's good to have several shotguns, blazing away.
Get them.
That's awesome.
I don't know, this is pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
The barrel melter almost. Get ready, Dan. Bunch up front, guys. Get down. Wait. Wait. Kill him! Hey, there we go. Nice.
So, Jeff, do you know what the current population of the snow geese are?
Yeah, the estimates I've heard are, anywhere from 15 to maybe even 20 million or more.
Birds that continue to breed in overgrazed areas have lower productivity and smaller body size. Gosling survival in many areas is as low as 10%, but since snow geese may live for 20 years or more, the population can maintain itself or grow even with low recruitment.
Coming back from the right.
Snow geese have adapted to the current situation by expanding nesting and brood rearing in new areas, continuing to contribute to the ever-growing population while destroying more and more habitat in the process. But at some point, something will give.
From a biology standpoint, what do they wanted to have it at, you think?
Well, basically way less than it is, and I think it's somewhere they could live with, you know, 1.5 million, 2 million or so.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're way, way over that right now.
They're a little high. We got another group right up front. Another pair of 3. Right here in front. What are these 4? Yeah, right here.
Shoot them.
Dagnabbit. Gah. Darn it. Jeff runs a real professional operation in the field as far as communication goes. He's always communicating, where he's seeing birds coming in, which one's, left, right. He will call the shot. That's very important for safety, that, you got someone that's definitely gonna, there needs to be a point person. Even if you're just hunting with friends, somebody needs to be a point person to call the shot so guys just aren't breaking up. One, it messes the hunting up, but also it can be a dangerous situation for safety.
Get him. Nice, buddy. Good
Going
shot.
down?
That was perfect. Right here, coming right over us.
Wait. Get him.
Here.
And that gun. Going to the pea shooter. Well, we're out here for about a month away from home, so you need a vehicle for obviously getting around and pulling your trailer, but it's also, we're kind of living out of it, so the F-150 crew cab is kind of our office / home away from home.
You're getting in with lots of gear, you're moving around, and you need space. The back seats fold up and you have a flat area for the most part in the whole back to lay gear down. You can lay guns down. To be as spacious as it is, that's a pretty nice feature. And we really took advantage of that because when the weather would start getting down and we had to bust and make a move to a different location, we would jump in with all our gear and we had plenty of room. A lot of times in a lot of these trucks, you just don't have that space. So it's a great feature. Wait for these 4. Get right over us,
Kill the 4.
When we return, Huntley and the Four Flyways Outfitters zero in on the spring migration.
Depending on where you're at in the migration, you could see hundreds of thousands in a day, or maybe hundreds or a few thousand, depending. But typical day, if they're moving, you're going to see many thousands of geese in a day of snow goose hunting.
Damn, these look good.
Get them.
Nice shot.
Boys.
Should have got more than one. I've hunted with many outfitters who are not professional, and once you've been kind of around the block a time or two with outfitters, you can see from a mile away the good ones and the bad ones. And Jeff and his team, they put a lot of time into scouting. They found great fields and they set us up. And given the weather conditions that we've been up against, he was still successful in giving us an incredible snow goose hunt, which not a lot of guys could do. And I give him the credit for that. He picked a really good field and that went into the scouting. He made a really good placement in the dark with the decoys, set us up correctly. And you're in a flat cornfield, it's more challenging. And he killed it for us. This pair is looking, they're going over to 10 o'clock.
On the deck. I don't know what them 2 little ones are.
Yeah, right in front. Coming straight at us, 12 o'clock.
Shoot them.
There could be dire consequences if snow goose populations are not brought in line with the carrying capacity of their habitat. Eventually, if food resources become too limited for any recruitment, while the age structure of the population continues to shift toward a higher percentage of older birds, a population crash is inevitable. The threat of disease increases with the population. Of special concern is an outbreak of avian cholera, which snow geese carry along migration routes shared with all other waterfowl.
Well, we're doing our little part today.
Yeah, yeah, we did well today, and
Being good stewards of conservation. We got what? We've got about, what, 80?
I don't know, 70, 80, something like
Yeah.
that. And we got a lot of adults this morning, and those are the ones that, you know, you want to take out. Those are the breeders.
Yeah.
Wait for these four.
Get right over us, right
Kill
over
the
us,
four,
Matt.
kill the four.
Snow geese have a pretty bad reputation as being poor table fare, but I think it's you know, very incorrect. People get some good recipes and know how to cook them. They're very good. And we're planning on doing a little cooking and having them for lunch today, but with this weather, it's just too rough to do the grilling right now. But if they're properly prepared, they're very good to eat.
All right, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. They're not all equal. We got like high 70s, I'm counting.
Yeah.
Maybe in the low 80s. It was a good day. It's a good conservation
great day.
hunt.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, considering it's freezing, still is a little freezing.
Yeah, spring snows are never easy. We got some luck today with the fog, and here you go. Thanks for bringing out the new Ford F-150, and you guys are welcome back anytime.
You want to load these in here?
Yeah, let's load them up.
Okay.
With the goal of reducing populations by half, the Light Goose Conservation Order became federally mandated in 1999. The Conservation Order allows for extended seasons for snow and Ross's geese across their U.S. range, with no daily bag or possession limit. Regulations are further relaxed to allow the use of electronic calls, higher shell capacity in shotguns, and extended shooting hours. Hunters can participate in these hunts simply by possessing a valid hunting license from any state. Despite efforts to curtail this population growth, snow geese numbers are still increasing at a rate of more than 5% a year.